Going down the Amazon River, local style, has been a dream of mine for a long time. This summer, Cici and I made that dream a reality as we went down over 1,400 miles of the Amazon via slow boats, speedboat, and tiny local boats. The journey started in Iquitos, the hub of the Peruvian part of the Amazon, and would take us to Leticia, Colombia, and finally to Manaus, Brazil. So here we are at Mercado Nanay, one of the local markets in Iquitos, trying this giant fish and some plantain that is really delicious. This is cool. We're out here in Rio Italia, right outside of Belém, one of the most famous neighborhoods in all of Iquitos. Getting out on the water, it's about $7.50 an hour, or 30 soles la hora, to be able to get out here. And all the casas, or the houses, are elevated. Even the school is elevated this year. Didn't reach the levels of kind of the bottom of the school, but last year he said it made it almost all the way up to the floorboards where they'd have their classes every day during the rainy season. Aquí estoy con Salomón, quien acaba de llevarnos ahí. ¿Para dónde fuimos?
Río Italia.
Y usted vivió 50 años, ¿no?
Sí,
en ese barrio.
yo siempre he vivido en Belén y les recomiendo Belén.
Sí.
Tiene sus ciertos lugares peligrosos, pero también lugares que uno se puede estar tranquilo pasear.
Perfecto. Pues gracias, muy amable. Okay, que esté bien. Fun meal here in Iquitos. You get a quarter of a chicken, you get a nice salad, and you get all these plantain chips. And you get 4 different dipping sauces, all for about $5.50 or $6. Plenty of food to split between the two of us. Here comes the first part of the Amazonian journey. We are on our speedboat here in Iquitos. Should be 12 to 14 hours to Santa Rosa, which is right on the border of Leticia, Colombia, and Tabatinga, Brazil. It's 5 p.m. The boats head out at 5. Sunset should be at 6, so should see a beautiful sunset here, and then get ourselves all the way to the border of Colombia and Brazil. After 14 hours on the speedboat last night, we've made it here to Santa Rosa, which is right on the tri-border between Peru, Colombia, and Brazil. We're waiting here at immigration. It's 8 o'clock to get stamped out of Peru, and then hopefully get over to Tabatinga, Brazil, to find out about the boats that will be going over to Manaus. We are crossing over from Santa Rosa, Peru, to Tabatinga, Brazil. We are in our 3rd country of the morning. Started in Peru and Iquitos last night. Made it all the way over to Tabatinga to get our entrance to Brazil and our boat tickets. Now we are here in Leticia, Colombia. We had a day or two before our slow boat would leave Tabatinga for Manaus, so we found a local office that connected us with Eduardo for a 2-day homestay at his family's home out in the rainforest. Eduardo has spent his entire life learning and teaching others about the Amazon, and he warmly welcomed us into his home and passionately shared his knowledge and love for the rainforest with us.
Poder sobrevivir de la tierra, donde se siembra la papa, la yuca, el tomate, el lulo, el plátano, el banano, todo, para que la comunidad pueda sobrevivir una gran estación de 6 meses. Entonces tú pegas 3 veces. Ya. Cuidado.
So we've walked all the way through the jungle here and made our way around. Got lost a little bit. Eduardo beat the path with the machete the entire time. Made a swing for us. And here we are at the border of Brazil y Colombia, which he said he hasn't been here in a long time. Cici sitting on top of the official border, so she is in both countries right now. Been really cool learning about all the medicinal plants and everything. He is an expert out here.
Rolladores industriales, eléctricos, manuales. Su nombre es Pona.
¿Qué tenemos entonces?
Huevo revuelto de la gallina del patio.
After a tasty dinner with Eduardo's family, we went out for a night hike where you could hear the jungle come alive. They put these mosquito rings that slowly burn all throughout the night to keep the mosquitoes away. At 6 a.m. just woke up. Well, didn't just wake up. Woke up about 3 a.m. with the roosters starting to crow here. And this is how the rest of the world lives. Lots of animal noises starting very early in the morning. Okay, el desayuno aquí arepas con papaya. After breakfast, we headed out to do some fishing with Eduardo and some of the local kids from the village. This ended up being our favorite activity during our stay with him, as the kids were so much fun to be with. They knew all the local spots, and our little group made our way throughout the village, visiting little ponds and swamps to fish in.
La verdura y el pescado también es saludable. ¿Muerde o no?
Sí.
Sí.
No, eso should you delay.
Felicidades.
Te gané, Chili. Te gané.
Se hace un buen patacón.
Muy ricos. Les pones un poco de sal también, ¿no?
Sí. Entonces uno lo pone ya así, a un término suave, no tan caliente, para que se haga. Digan hola.
¿Cómo están? ¿Todo bien?
Bien.
One of the young boys wanted to come back to town with us, and we had to convince him that he needed to stay and couldn't come with us, unfortunately. Back in Leticia, we wanted to get out on a small local boat to see some of the surrounding area via the water. We visited some of the giant lily pads and got to stay out until sunset for beautiful views and pink river dolphins. It's about 5:20, 40 minutes before sunset here at 6 o'clock. Just a beautiful afternoon. We're out looking for pink river dolphins. We just saw one pop up about 50 yards off to our left-hand side here. We are officially in Brazil. First breakfast here before getting on the boat. It is 8:40 in the morning. We are getting over for our 9 o'clock check-in, 3 hours at least early for the boat that leaves here from Tabatinga to Manaus. We got about 10 pounds of fruit and some Brazilian snacks and things for lunch. Here we go, past the police checkpoint, getting on our boat from Tabatinga to Manaus. Alrighty, so here comes the grand tour if you get a room on a boat when you're going down the Amazon from Tabatinga to Manaus. Got the wonderful bathroom here. It's like about 100 degrees with a little tiny shower, light, and a toilet. Come in 3 more feet, about 1 meter, and you come into the main room. The most important thing of all, the air conditioning is working, because it's going to be 3 or 4 days, and without the air conditioning, when we first walked in here, it was blistering hot. Yeah, that's about it. There's not a ton of room, but yes, we are very grateful to be on here. And last time I was here, I had a hammock, which means you're swinging up in the breeze with hundreds of other people who you don't know going up and down the river on the boat system. Basically, that is the bus system here in Brazil. As our boat started chugging down the Amazon River, we settled into our daily routine for the next 4 days, which would revolve around countless loops walking around the boat to work off the 3 daily meals served in the cafeteria. Since we had a room on the boat and not a hammock, we got to eat our meals with the crew, which was a huge bonus instead of waiting in the line of hundreds of people for our food. Time seems to stand still as the boat creeps its way down the Amazon. Alrighty, well, yesterday I asked about 5 times what time breakfast was. They told me 6:30, 6:20, 6:30. At about 5:40 today, I came banging at the door and told us breakfast is ready. Got in line with about 100 other people to get bread and butter. So here we are having breakfast with sunrise on the Amazon. Excitement comes from the daily stops in villages and towns along the river, where locals get on and off the boat with cargo and goods for the villagers. The humidity is non-stop. I can't even see your eyes, it's all foggy.
I can't see your eyes. I can't see anything.
Everything gets all foggy with the humidity here as soon as we step outside.
Yeah.
And washing one of our 2 pairs of clothes became a daily task. We are grateful for the 3 meals provided each day, even though every meal seems nearly the same. We talk about what we will eat once we get off the boat and have the luxury of choosing our meals on land once again. It is 6:15 in the morning, rainy morning here, going down to get some breakfast. Is it good? It's tapioca pudding. It's chunky.
It's very chunky.
Got Got some tapioca bread this morning, slightly rubbery, but it is calories. Ooh, rain is coming down this afternoon. By day 3, we and everyone else on the boat started getting a little bit stir crazy. By now, we had walked hundreds of loops around the boat and eaten rice, beans, noodles, and chicken for 6 straight lunches and dinners. A couple of Brazilian guys on the boat even started putting on a free concert to keep people entertained. Finally, the 4th morning arrived. We got our same bread and butter, but today we were filled with excitement that later on we would be on land and able to choose whatever dinner we wanted. In the middle of the morning, suddenly our boat started steering right towards another vessel that had broken down in the middle of the river. We pulled up and came to the rescue of over 200 passengers on the boat, which all began flooding onto our boat to make it more packed than ever. Nonetheless, everyone was in good spirits as we were growing closer and closer to our final destination of Manaus. As we crept towards Manaus, we started seeing more and more boats and local homes along the banks of the river. Finally, we got to the famous Meeting of the Waters, where the darker Rio Negro and the lighter colored Rio Solimões meet and have a distinctive line where they don't really mix due to the difference in temperature, speed, and sediment. Finally, we arrived into the port of Manaus, where we were happy to get off the boat and stretch our legs. But it was also bittersweet that our time on the slow boat on the world's most famous river was now over. So what did we do as soon as we got off? Go get some tasty food and load up on the best dessert in the Amazon, açaí. Here we are in front of Teatro Amazonas, or the Amazonian Theater, one of the most famous places in the entire Amazon region, having cupuaçu and açaí. And it's the second half of dinner, which is kind of smart planning.
I don't think there's any better second half of dinner. And I'm in love. I'm sorry.
Going down the Amazon River is an authentic travel experience that not many foreigners get the chance to do. And there's a beauty to having life slow down while exploring the biggest rainforest in the world. The Amazon is the lungs of the world, and the people and landscapes of this region makes it an incredibly fascinating and beautiful place to visit.